your Friday Night Flights. Sponsored by Bayport Credit Union, Hercules Fence, Tidewater Community College, and Casey Auto Group.
What started out under the hot summer sun in August comes to an end under brisk fall skies as the high school football regular season comes to an end. Now, for most of our teams, playoff spots have been secured. For some, a late push to the postseason hinges on the results from tonight. This is the view from high above Cox High School in Virginia Beach, where the Falcons are firmly in the playoffs, but they had a tough test against another playoff-bound team. Okay, welcome into the show, Friday Night Flights. I'm Craig Loper. He is James Cattato. It is the end of the regular season for our public schools. A lot of teams have already cemented their spot in the postseason. Now, all about the seeding, and we start with the big one tonight at the beach.
Two teams on very similar paths this season. Both Cox and Kempsville 7-2. Both teams also riding 5-game winning streaks.
Yeah, basically this game to secure one of the top seeds behind Green Run in 5A. Last two games between these teams, down to the wire, one possession. This was basically the same. Second quarter, Cox up 7-6. Braden Herron to Zane Perry up the seam for the touchdown. Falcons up 14-7. Kempsville comes right back. The handoff to their speedster, Robert Hughes Jr., a.k.a. Bobby. 58 yards to pay dirt. Chiefs trailing at that point 14-13. Cox would open the third quarter with a turnover. Chiefs back with it now. Quarterback Josh Hawley surveying the field, finds James Redford in the end zone. It's a go-ahead score, 20-14 visitors. The two teams would then exchange turnovers. Cox kicked a field goal to cut the deficit to 3. 20-17 now. At the end of the third quarter, Chiefs pass intercepted by Jake Palmerton. He had 2 INTs tonight, big game. Flip the field, fourth quarter, Herron to Rex Miller, comes down with it in between two defenders. 24-20, Cox goes in front. They tack on another score. Chiefs would score one more as well, but Cox wins 31-28. 4 straight games in this series decided by one possession.
They love nail biters at the beach. Big one between a couple of Suffolk heavyweights. 7-2 Nansemond River at 8-1 Kings Fork. No Tyrell Grant for the Warriors, dealing with an ankle injury. Let's go to the second quarter. Scoreless game. Muffed punt by Nansemond River. Look at Ernest Jones Jr.
The snap was just over his head.
Over his head. Puts the Bulldogs in prime position for a tub. That's exactly what Isaiah Gilliam does. Makes it 7-0 Fork. Craig, how about another one?
Oh, man.
We're blocking another punt. Yeah. Corian Key blocks it. Jalen Thomas recovers it. How about another Isaiah Gilliam touchdown?
Oh, man, okay.
Deep right on the goal line. He had a massive day for the Bulldogs. 4 touchdowns for him. Kings Fork cruises past Nansemond River in this one. Final score, 27-8.
Well, Oscar Smith is the top-ranked team in Class 6 Region A. Tigers home tonight against Western Branch. 8-1 against 6-3 to end the regular season. Right into it. Start third quarter. Oscar Smith already leading 42-7. The Tigers just looking to add more, and they do that with this touchdown from Tyjae Curtis. Runs over to the sideline, finds his guys, and starts hitting a little celebration. I don't know what that one is right there. The Bruins then trying to move the ball down the field, but the Tigers defense flexes its muscles. Trayshawn Bradley, look at him go up, sky up, and get it. Hit the ground hard, came down with it to set up this. 1 minute left to go in the game. Smith not letting up. Breon Gibson, I think he got some of the backups in there now, scores the final points of the night, helping the Tigers to a 56-7 win in the regular season, 9-1. Well, now to Norfolk for one of, if not the oldest rivalry in all of the 757. Of course, we're talking about Maury against Granby.
The rivalry goes back 100 years. In this century, the rivalry has really all been Maury. The Commodores have won the last 2 state titles and have won their last 8 games. Senior night for Granby, and dozens upon dozens of students recognized pregame. First possession for Maury, Damo Everett just unloads one.
Oh, man, uncorks it.
On the money to Teovani Wiggins.
Wow.
Look at that 50-yard gain. First down led to the first score of the game. Everett floats it right to the hands of Eli Moss to put the Commodores up 7-0. The Maury defense just relentless, Craig.
Yeah.
Jacoby Marshall with the sack. Ball scooped by Sam Woods. That led to another Maury score. Everett just in a bucket to Wiggins. That puts Maury up 14-0. Now to the second quarter, more from Maury, more from Everett with another touchdown strike. This one to Damon McDaniel Jr. Damo had 6 touchdown passes. The Commodores led 51-0 at the half, and the Class 5 state champs cruised to a big win over their rivals Granby, 64-0. Maury looking dominant as ever heading into the playoffs.
Damo in the zone tonight. Renaissance season for Lake Taylor. Titans closing out the year against the crosstown rivals Norview. That put together a nice season as well. Third quarter, Titans Kevin Adams under center, hands it off to Jeremiah Farabee, and just like that, Titans take the 35-0 lead. Norview on the next drive, looking to get something going, a little option, but it's fumbled, and Keaton Johnson going to scoop it up. And there he goes into the end zone, scoop and score. Visitors go up 42-0. Later, the Pilots driving, but Keon Johnson going to pluck this pass out of the air, intercepted, and he's going to pick up a big chunk of yards. Lake Taylor rolls 49-14.
I feel like he has a massive pick every game. Yeah. All ports in the showdown between Churchland and Manor. Mustangs coach Dietrich Avens turning around the culture there near the end of the first half. 4th and goal for Churchland, but the Manor defense comes up with a big stop. Second half, Truckers back on offense, but the Manor defense delivers again. How about Namir Peace with the interception, and Manor's going to capitalize. Tyrell Benton. Tonight, Davion Benton. Look at that, Benton to Benton.
Swing it a little bit.
Skies for the grab. That catch gave the Mustangs a 14-12 lead over their rivals from across the bridge. Next possession for Churchland, the Truckers reclaim the lead. Logan Wynn, 32 yards to Darion Ripley. Nice pass. Go-ahead score for Churchland. Truckers win at 26-14. Both teams, though, playoff bound.
One more game from the Southeastern District. Let's get to it. Indian River trying to bounce back from last week's loss to Kings Fork. Taking on Hickory. Senior night for Hickory. Let's see if the Hawks can end their season with a win over the Braves here. Start the first quarter of action. Hawks looking to get something going after stopping Indian River offense on the opening drive, but this ball picked off by Ryan Robinson. Go up and get it, young man, setting the tone for the first half. Go to the second quarter. Braves with the ball. Trey Pugh the third pushes it past the pylon for the first points of the night. The Hawks now back on offense, trying to respond, but the ball picked off by Cameron Brooks. Almost one-handed right there.
Wow.
Yeah, take another look. Oh my goodness, the concentration to come out with it. Brooks helps his team win on the regular season on a high note, 41-16 over Hickory.
Some more Southeastern District scores. Deep Creek edges out Grassfield. Great Bridge dominates Lakeland. Still to come on Friday Night Flights. More action from the beach, including the district champs Green Run.
Plus action from the Peninsula and the Bay Rivers District as playoff football from the private school ranks as well. Stick around. All right, welcome back to Friday Night Flights. It's the final week of the regular season. Now, next week, the real journey to a state title begins when the playoffs get underway. This is a view of Ocean Lakes High School in Virginia Beach, one of the best-looking fields in the area. Love the logo. But it has been a tough season for the Dolphins, and the season finale, another tough one as they hosted undefeated Green Run. The Stallions trying to cap off yet another perfect regular season. Second quarter, visitors up 7-0. Ocean Lakes throws it over the middle, but Darian Smith's there to pick it off. He's going to take it deep into Dolphin territory. Good return for him. Stallions going to score a couple plays later to go up 14-0. However, the next time the Dolphins touch the ball, they respond. Taylor Vogel takes the snap out of the wild Dolphin formation, blows by everyone down the field, finds pay dirt. Big play. Look at the guys with the construction costumes on in the end zone. That's awesome. And now, next play from scrimmage, though, the Stallions, Tristan Williams. Look at this. The ODU commit. Look at that. Breaking ankles. Oh, this is actually Tristan Williams. Yeah, I said he's committed to ODU. He's not. That's my bad. Breaking all kinds of tacklers, avoiding tacklers into the end zone. Stallions go up 21-7. They win 56-14.
Staying at the beach, Kellam taking on Landstown. The Knights and Eagles both poised for a spot in the playoffs. This one, a defensive battle between both teams. Let's go to the third quarter. Landstown up 7-3. Kellam's Drew McIntarfer back to pass, but Josiah Law reads the play all the way, grabs that ball for the Eagles. Fast forward, fourth quarter, Eagles up 10-3, but watch as McIntarfer finds junior wideout Aaron Smith, who somehow comes up with it at the 1.
Yeah, he fought for that.
Then 2 plays later, how about this, Craig? How about a tush push against a team named the Eagles?
Right.
The Knights tie the game with that. But Landstown marches right back down. I feel like we hear Anthony Turner's name a lot. He's one of those pop type of players. Yeah. Finds Zion Mullen. Mullen gets in.
There he goes.
Down the sideline before he stopped at the 2. Then Davon Williams Rodriguez runs it in from the fullback position on the next play. Eagles win 17-10. Couple other finals from the Beach District. Bayside gets to the 7-win mark after a win over Tallwood. Salem cruises past Princess Anne. To the Peninsula, the 4-time reigning state champions from Phoebus have been knocked off their perch as the Peninsula District champions, but the playoff-bound Phantoms with plenty to play for.
Yeah, when the playoffs begin next week, it will be a clean slate for Coach Jeremy Blunt's team tonight, trying to end the regular season with a win over Menchville. Let's go to Darlene Stadium in Hampton. Midfield captains meeting before kickoff. Here we go. Before Phoebus would drive 60 yards on their first possession, Maricus Banks going to hand it off to Tyree Diggs. And Mr. Diggs, we know he's got some wheels, got some strength to him. He's into the end zone for the 7-0 lead. The Phantoms on their next drive now. Banks, play action, sidesteps the defender.
Nice.
And he's going to drop this one in a bucket to Jaden Marbury. Phoebus up by 2 scores, 14-0. Menchville with the ball now. And they're going to turn it over. Credit Brandon Romero Jackson with the recovery there for the Phantoms. A few plays later, Banks again working the play action again. And how good does he look throwing it lefty like that? Just absolute dot. Phoebus goes on to win big, 63-7.
Last night at Darlene Stadium, the Bethel Bruins against the Hampton Crabbers. First half, Hampton moving the ball. Marcus Chapman connects with Montrell Harrison, who takes a big hit here, but he also moves the chains forward. Then on third down, Chapman gonna find Casey Lassiter, and Lassiter with a tough move here after the catch to get another first down, led to a touchdown to make it 6-0. Speaking of Lassiter, not the biggest guy on the field, but the dude is a football player flat out. Nice defensive stop here. Hampton using long time consuming drives, lots of first downs. Chapman runs for one here, then Lassiter gonna punch it into the end zone eventually.
Nice move by Chapman there.
Very nice, especially for his size too. So then Lassiter punches this in, makes it 13-0. That was the score at half. The second half, a lot different than the first. Both teams light up the scoreboard, but it's Hampton that gets the win and clinches the PD crown in a game that lasted longer than 3 hours.
Yeah, it was a marathon.
Wild. The game of the week in the Bay Rivers District, rivalry showdown between Smithfield and Poquoson.
Both teams are going to make the playoffs, both riding 4-game win streaks heading into tonight's regular season finale. Another good season for the Islanders. It's like year in and year out they do this. First quarter, this is the opening kickoff. The Packers trying to get something going and play spoiler. It's a fumble though. Caden Stowers recovers it, and then his team takes over on offense. Trickery to get things started. Keegan Webb tosses it to Dom Gallagak, who passes it to fellow receiver James Miller in the back of the end zone all by himself. Poquoson up 7-0. Poquoson then uses some misdirection. They do that a lot. Webb hands off to Heath Reynolds, picks up the big game. He carried it a lot on this drive, and then he's into the end zone for the second score, 14-0. Smithfield would basically muff another punt right there, and then Poquoson's Kyle Zerby would recover. They capitalize. Handoff to Austin Conley, finds the end zone easily. Poquoson goes on to win this one, 42-0 to go to 9-1 on the season. We're not done on Friday Night Flights. We've got some private school action coming up.
For those schools, the playoffs are underway. We'll check in with Nansemond Suffolk Academy next on Friday Night Flights. Private school playoffs, Division II semifinals, St. Anne's Belfield against Nansemond Suffolk Academy. NSA beat Belfield last week to end the regular season. Go to the first quarter, scoreless. Shane Rogers Johnson pulls down the runner, wags the finger. Kids loving it on the sideline. They were in it. Then in the second quarter, still scoreless, Jonah Brent puts it on the scoreboard for St. Anne's Belfield. That's a 6-0 lead. Then later in the second, Brent again, just a week removed from taking down St. Anne's Belfield. Nansemond Suffolk falls in the state semifinals tonight, 26-0. But year one of the Robbie Duncan era is a positive one, ending with a 7-4 record. Let's look at some scores. Norcom over Booker T in the Eastern District. Woodside beats Heritage 20-14.
War Hill cruises over Gloucester tonight. New Kent over Jamestown to get to 7-3 on the season.
Bruton wins big over York. Southampton rolls in its rivalry game against Franklin.
And Sussex Central 48-0 over Surrey County. Northampton ends the season 9-1, 60-46 over Nandua.
Atlantic Shores season is over after a loss to North Cross. Norfolk Academy plays tomorrow against Trinity Episcopal.
Well, it goes quick every year, doesn't it? The regular season in the books, private schools, state championships coming up for some of them. We're going to keep this show rolling through region championships. So keep sharing it with your friends and family and look for it. There it is for James Catato. I'm Craig Loper. Thanks for watching Friday Night Flights. We'll see you next week, 11/13 on Wavy TV 10.